This is the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Hello, everybody. It's the Scoop Slam Podcast. We're here again with another episode. We're going to be running over SmackDown, Collision, and yeah, that's probably it, because the rest of the week sucked. But as always, I'm joined by my co-host. I'm Micah. He is Ryan. I heard you denied a producer job with AEW.
Couldn't dare to put that workload on us, Micah. We still got the Scoop Slam podcast to run there, buddy.
Yeah, we do. It's a multi-million-dollar business.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, how was your week? What did you most enjoy this week out of wrestling?
You know, man, I gotta say I enjoy NXT the most out of my entire wrestling week.
Oh my God.
Bro, I'm just saying, Shawn Michaels is doing something here. Not a lot of people are paying attention, but did you see their ratings for this week again?
I did not.
Okay. Well, with Dirty Dom on top again, it cracked 700,000. Just yeah, I'm telling you, man, they're building some momentum here.
What did they do last week? Because that was the one that he won the title on, right?
I think they did about 800,000. He's yeah, man, Dirty Dom, he's onto something. Him and Rhea, they're kind of the focal point of the show now, and I gotta say, man, I'm not hating it. I'm sports entertained by this, and I don't know, man. It's watching it week to week. It feels a lot different than anything on WWE television, and I don't watch Dynamite that much these days, but when I catch Dynamite, I'm always disappointed. And NXT, I don't know, there's something's in the water over there, and where they recorded,
Orlando,
Florida. Are they in Orlando still? I don't know. Wherever they're at, they're doing something right over there. Shawn Michaels he's on something. They had a gas station fight, man. Who doesn't love a good old fashioned gas station fight? They remind me of the Booker T, Steve Austin grocery store fight. It was kind of like that, except it didn't have the entertainment of Steve Austin and Booker T trash talking throughout. But still, though, man, it was Roxanne Perez and some other woman. I don't remember her name, but it was a very entertaining segment that they had. I'd say go out your way and watch it if you caught it.
Yeah, you seem really interested in it due to the fact that you can't remember her name.
Bro, I don't know, man. They name people weird things in NXT.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched an episode of it in God knows how long, but maybe I should take your word for it.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. If you can get past all the names, really do bother me, man, because it'd be like people like Bronco Nemeth or Blair Davenport. Like, what the? These aren't main eventer names. Come on, man.
There's one like real egregious one that they just came out with, but I can't remember what it is.
We got Scripps.
that was it.
That's Reggie, the guy that used to flip around a lot.
Yeah, which I don't know how good of a name Reggie is either, but
yeah, they could have. It's like we need to go back to the drawing board with that. And then they got Axiom. He used to be called A Kid, so I gotta say that he kind of did upgrade a little bit, but it's still not a good name.
Are you sure about that?
Bro, his name was A Kid. You telling me Axiom's not an upgrade?
Well, 1, 2, 3 Kid worked.
Yeah, but A Kid? Come on, man.
Well, anyways, last week you passed my trivia test, so I got another one for you, but I think I might stump you with this one. It's it's more difficult.
Oh,
so,
all right.
I don't think I could do this one, but I also don't know if I could have done the one last week. But you're the historian of the Scoop Slam podcast. I'll leave it in your hands. This week, you've got 5 minutes.
Oh, God.
For this week's trivia, we're going to do Royal Rumble winners. Again,
oh man,
the copies will definitely help you out because a couple people have won twice, and this includes the women's winners as well. So you'll have to do men and women starting at 2018. But you have 6 minutes, and it's only 42. So 3, 2, 1, start.
All right, Big John Stud. No. We got Hacksaw, then Big John Stud. And then Hogan won it 2 times in a row. And then 92 was Ric Flair. 93 was Luger and Brett. Or no, Yokozuna was 93. Then Luger and Brett was 94.
Yeah.
95 was...
Just letting you know, Flair counted for Charlotte for the 2020 Women's Rumble too, so...
Oh, thank God. I don't think I would have got that one. What was I at?
95.
Okay, that's Sean, of course. He won back-to-back, 95, 96. 97 was Steve, but then Brett came out
lost
said,
a smile.
Yeah. Brett came out, said that he was screwed, so they didn't recognize him as the actual Rumble winner. That's why he didn't main event 97. 98 was Steve again. 99 was Vince McMahon. 2000 Rock. 01 was Austin again. 02 was Triple H. 03 was Brock. 04 was not available. 05 was Batista. 06 was Ray. 07 Undertaker. 08 Cena. 2009 Orton. 2010 2010. Dang.
I'm so sorry you were going really fast. Who was 2002 and 2005?
2002 was Triple H. 05 was Batista.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll give you time back for that one.
2010, man. Was that? No, Edge. Edge came back.
Yep.
Okay, Edge came back in 2010. 2011 was Alberto Del Rio. That was the 40-man Rumble.
Oh, Jesus.
Which I didn't like. I hated that Rumble.
Yeah, it was bad. I also hated Del Rio on it.
Yeah, me too. 2012 was Sheamus, which sucked too. 2013 was Cena, which set up twice in a lifetime. 2014, Batista won and fans were pissed. 2015, Roman won and fans were even more pissed. 2016, 47-year-old Triple H won it and won the title too. 2017 was who was that? Randy Orton?
Yeah, you already got that one. So now you're 2018 men and women's.
Oh Lord. 2018. Jeez. This is where I draw a blank right here. What year was that? Was that 2018? Was that WrestleMania 34? So Shinsuke won.
Yep.
And then was Asuka? She won that year too, right?
Yep. And that was 2018.
Okay, 2019 was WrestleMania 35, which had who was? Jeez, my God.
Really blanking on the recent stuff.
Becky Lynch. Did Becky Lynch win?
Yep. That was 2019 women's.
Okay.
You got 2.5 minutes left.
All right, 2019. Let's see. Kofi and Daniel Bryan was one main event, and the other main event was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins.
Correct.
Okay.
You already got the 2020 women's because of Flair, so just 2020 men's.
Drew McIntyre.
Yep. 2021 women's, you already got 2021 men's.
Do I? Who won 2021?
Edge.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, the women's. I think that was when they were in the Thunderdome. So, man.
Minute 30.
Jeez. Oh, this just happened too.
Yep.
That shows you how locked in I was in 2021. Give me a hint. No. Never. Don't give me a hint. Let's see. There haven't been that many women on top.
1 minute left. You also have 2023 men and women left.
Oh, come on,
and
man.
the 2021 or 2022 women.
2022 did Ronda win? I think Ronda won.
Correct.
She did win 2022? Okay.
Yep. Who won 2023 men's?
Oh my God. Who won it this year?
Ryan, come on.
I don't remember.
You have to.
Oh, Cody.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. 2021 women's, you got 30 seconds.
Oh God. Oh man. Let's see. Bianca.
There you go. 20 seconds left. Holy crap.
Man, I blanked the last couple of years. And you know what? The first half or the first 25 Rumbles I can name like it ain't nothing because I had the DVD set to every single Rumble for like the first 25 years. So I can pretty much tell you who got eliminated like last in each of the first 25 Rumbles. But the last 3 Rumbles, man, I don't remember much.
Funny enough, I had the Benoit Rumble disc, and so I know that Rumble card so well. Like, there was Jamie Noble versus no. Jamie Noble was in what's her face's corner? Because it was Tori Wilson,
Nidia,
and Dawn Marie.
No, that was 03.
That was 03?
Yeah, that was 03. You talking about Nidia and Jamie Noble were a thing on SmackDown. But I believe in the 04 Rumble, Ray went against Noble and Nidia was blind, quote unquote.
Yes, you're right. So, okay, I guess I had the 03 disc too, but yeah, because Evolution fought the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
And Brock beat the absolute dog piss out of Bob Holly.
Should have, yeah.
And
Shawn and Triple H had a boring last man standing match. Like, boring.
And ended in a draw.
Yeah, which sucked. Their matches were lackluster except for that first one.
That one at SummerSlam was always heat. But other than that,
yeah, they just didn't have. Maybe it was because Triple H likes those long, epic, drawn-out matches that it kind of ties down a lot of his big matches. Like, he had a 30-minute match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania that nobody wanted to see.
Oh my God, no! And was that the year that you said 47-year-old Triple H won the Rumble?
Yes, that was the main event: Triple H versus Roman Reigns, and it was bro. The show was 5 hours long. Like, they got to like 10:30 our time, and the main event was just getting started. We had entrances to go. It didn't end about 11:30, man.
I feel you got soured on long pay-per-views because of that, and you're so glad that WrestleMania is 2 days now.
It was a godsend. Bro, WrestleMania 35. WrestleMania 35 was almost 6 hours. Like, I love the first half of that WrestleMania, but after hour 3, after the Kofi Daniel Bryan stuff, bro, I was fighting sleep.
How long do you think All In's gonna be?
We don't have any matches announced, so I don't know.
Well, we're getting there, and we'll move to our rumors of the week. Starting off, good segue here. The rumor and innuendo going around is that there will be a match in Will Ospreay's home country. It will be him versus Chris Jericho at All In. Like I said, nothing's confirmed. Ospreay hadn't even been on the TV. Nope. But that's just the rumor going around. So, what do you think about that one? And I'll give my thoughts.
I'm not surprised. Chris Jericho's a big name, and Ospreay is the flavor of the month in the IWC at the moment. So, I mean, Jericho, he likes his, he likes to have those first time matches. So it's kind of on par. with what Jericho is doing at this stage of his career. So I'm not surprised. I don't know about you, man.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And, like you said, Ospreay's flavor of the month, and he's really popular. So Jericho's going to latch onto that to get as much of that,
Oh yeah.
I'm still young like I used to be, like he has been for the past, 3 years, but I just don't know about this. Like,
Yeah.
Ospreay is just extremely high pace. And I preface all of this with I like Ospreay. His matches with Kenny are a little much, but anything I've ever seen, he hits hard. His stuff looks somewhat real. I mean, you could hit him with a rocket launcher and he'd still get up, but I don't hate him. I just don't. I don't think this one's gonna be good in the ring. Just being honest.
I really did think they were going to go with part 3 of Omega versus Ospreay this time in Will's home country. But
Yeah.
but apparently Jericho is maybe he put in his contract that he gets creative control with big matches like
Oh
this.
God,
I don't know,
that
man.
don't work for me, brother.
You don't think what's the over and under of him taking a Tiger Driver 97?
Yeah, I'll take the over on that one. Over 0. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I just morbid curiosity almost makes me want to see it. People praised Jericho and Commander a couple weeks ago and said that Jericho looked good in there with somebody who could move around, but I don't know. It looked like a fluff piece to me, especially when Dave gave it 4 stars. And he gave the first the first FTR versus Bullet Club Gold match 4 and 4.75. Come on now.
Yeah, he gave Joe and Punk 3.75, and then he gave Commander versus Jericho 4.25, something like that. But yeah, man, let's see. Yeah, this might be a coming out party for old Will, because I'm sure they're gonna have to cut promos, and we finally get to see what he's all about on the mic. Because I can't remember one promo he's cut. I don't know about you.
I know him and Kenny had a back and forth, but I don't think I was too interested in it.
Yeah,
I mean, Jericho, for all his faults, is still the same guy on the mic. I don't think he's. I say that to say this. I don't think he's as good as he used to be on the mic, but he's still one of the better people in AEW. So if Ospreay is going to be there week to week, this is, like you said, the biggest opportunity to show his mic skills. But it is unlikely.
Very much so. And Jericho, man, he is still one of the greats on the mic. But when he wants to do serious stuff, not when he wants to do slapstick comedy. That's when he loses me. The last thing he did that I really enjoyed, was the list of Jericho. And that was, I don't know, man. Was that 7 years ago at this point?
Yeah, Ryan. AARP, I'm telling you, they're hunting you. Nah, the last thing I can remember even remotely enjoying that he did was the Moxley feud.
I thought you were going to bring up the dinner debonair.
Hey, no. I still go back and watch it sometimes. No, but I don't know. You're right. When he wants to be serious, he can be, but it's when is he serious? Yeah. I didn't really watch Dynamite. We're not going to talk about it because I didn't see anything that piqued my interest. But he had a segment last night with Don Callis, and Don gave him a painting of them, like super shredded, with Bad News Allen looking down on them from heaven. And then like Anna Jay and Ty Mello and the two JAS goons walked in there.
2.0?
Yeah, Daddy Magic.
Daddy Magic.
Whatever the other one's name is.
Mac Daddy.
They came in. Yeah, Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah, those guys.
They came in there to like say that we've been appreciating you, but I don't think you've been appreciating us. And Ty was really cringy because I don't know. Like, first off, it was kind of jarring because she was pregnant, and like I knew she was pregnant, but I guess I didn't expect to see her on the TV. But she was there, and she butchered the lines because I don't think she speaks English very well. Anna Jay actually sounded the most serious, if you believe that or not. But it just looked like garbage, and it's not serious.
Did Jake Hager have his hat?
No, a couple weeks ago he left it in the trash can like like that Spider-Man comic picture where he's walking walking away and it's raining and the mask is like hanging halfway out the garbage can. Yeah, nah, he said that he wasn't fully in or whatever. I don't know. But
He liked that hat too.
He did. So I heard. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. There's rumors and innuendo. You said earlier.
We'll see how it goes. I'm morbidly curious about Jericho versus Ospreay.
And at least we're not getting Jericho versus Punk, which was the rumors a couple months ago for the stadium show.
You've got a point there. I just wonder what they're doing with Punk, because I'm sure he's going to be there, but I mean, is it going to be him and Ricky again, or him and Joe? I don't know.
It seems like Ricky. I think they dropped everything with Joe. I haven't seen Joe in a couple weeks. Am I missing something? Has he been there?
He's been at Ring of Honor.
That's why I wouldn't be able to see that. I ain't
No.
That, I ain't paying $10 to watch Samoa Joe.
Well, speaking of things we don't want to see, another report came out this week that you sent to me, and then a following report came out. Oh. And they weren't tied together, but they were just kind of similar. Bret Hart came out it wasn't really an interview, but somebody was interviewing him about his book, and said person took a quote that Bret said to him and just kind of released it to the media, not in like a sit-down interview with Bret Hart, more of like a Bret Hart said this to me when I was talking to him.
Now shoot interview with Bret, huh?
Yeah, no. We don't do shoot interviews anymore. It was Brian Solomon, and he said that when I recently interviewed Bret Hart for my book, he told me that he offered an agent for them being AEW, but they only wanted to bring him in as a manager, like Tully, Arn, Jake, etc. Imagine having the ability... Easy for me to say. Imagine having the ability to have Bret Hart coach your talent and saying, no, just be a TV character. Oh. And this was in response to another report that came out that said Orange Cassidy had been elevated to road agent and producer. And Brian Solomon also followed that in response with, I'm a big fan of Cassidy and his work, but in a company that has Arn Anderson, Jake Roberts, Taz, Billy Gunn, Christian Cage, Chris Jericho, Dustin Rhodes, and Sting in that locker room, shouldn't they be the ones being tapped to be road agents? A lot to unpack here.
Wow.
Let me start this off.
Okay.
We're not big fans of Cassidy.
Not at all.
But I don't care what kind of wrestling you like. Personally, growing up, I was a Shawn guy. Didn't really get Bret a whole lot. Good in the ring. The personality didn't appeal to me. The character work. I don't care what it is. There's no way that you should not have Bret Hart be an agent for your company. They should have asked him in the first place. Needless to say, he went out of his way to ask them if they wanted his services, and they said no. Multiple-time WWE champion, multiple-time WrestleMania main eventer, renowned as one of the greatest in-ring talents of all time, if not the greatest in-ring talent of all time.
Yeah.
And instead, no, we don't really want you for that. But hey, Orange Cassidy, you've done so much great work here, and the people are piling in on all your quarter hours. Why don't you come back and be a road agent for us?
But it's
Because
not.
you're
It's
just
not.
so
It's not.
knowledgeable.
It's not even that, Micah. It's the fact that the people we see as managers on that television show, Arn Anderson, what has he done? Like the only thing he's done that I can remember is having those Glock Anderson stuff when he talked about a gun randomly on that episode of Dynamite. That got over for a couple weeks, but he really hasn't done anything like noteworthy, hasn't he? Did he manage Wardlow and then that went nowhere? And before that, he was managing Cody, and then Cody left.
Yeah.
Jake Roberts, what has he done?
They never do anything with Lance. So how can Jake do anything?
Who else they got? They had Vicky Guerrero as a manager. Oh,
Yep, she didn't do anything.
She's probably not coming back either. But Prince Nana, has he said 2 words on the television show?
Not that I can remember.
I can't either. Who else we got?
Billy Gunn was managing his sons for a while, and I don't really remember a whole lot of impact he had until he got with the Acclaimed.
He's not needed in that duo, honestly.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, he adds something, but it's not necessary.
No, they still would have been just as over without him. Maybe less t-shirts sold, but regardless, man, how they use managers over there, it's not really. It'd be different if they were in the golden age of managers and they say, "Hey, Brett, we need you for this World Championship program. You're going to be managing MJF or something like that." No, he's probably going to be managing, I don't know, FTR for a couple matches, and then they probably would have dropped it after about a month, and you wouldn't see Brett for a while. You know what I'm saying, man? It just that seems like more of a slap in the face than them turning down his agenting abilities or producing job title. I don't know, man. That's and I heard they gave Chris Hero. I heard they put him on as a producer. Chris Hero, he's a great in-ring talent. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. You got Bret Hart there and you got Chris Hero there. I mean, of course I'm gonna go with Bret Hart.
And it can't be a money thing.
Maybe they just don't like him personally. Maybe it's personal.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Like, I think a heel faction managed by, a heel faction with Punk and FTR, with Bret Hart managing. I know that everybody dogs them all the time about being big Bret Hart marks anyways, but like, I don't know. I think that could work. But then have him be a manager and a road agent. Why can both of those things not be true? Why can it only be one?
Brett was known for being taking himself way too serious when he was wrestling. So maybe he wants serious wrestling, and that's not what they're interested in doing on it. So maybe that would have just clashed, and they would have had to part ways with him. I don't know, man. I can see that being a thing. Him not standing for all the in-ring dance segments. Yeah, the in-ring dance segments and the TMZ spoofs. I can see him not being a fan of that kind of stuff.
Well, sounds like he's needed then, because I'm also not a fan of it.
Well, they like it, Micah.
Not on my wrestling collision show. I tell you what.
Well, people online like it, man. Maybe it's us.
The people online can stick to watching Wednesdays, because I like what about that show last night makes you want to watch it. Pac versus Gravity. Okay, the tagline's funny. Best friends. I'm pretty sure. Tony just thought it was funny. Best friends versus Lucha Bros versus Blackpool Combat Club.
Get out of here.
Okay, is that gonna make? I can't understand the logic. Even if you're a big Young Bucks, Kenny Omega fan, they weren't on the show. So what is drawing you into watching Dynamite, whereas Collision pretty much a guarantee that CM Punk is at least going to be there in some capacity. This week, they've got the hottest angle in the company going against the guys who just had an arguable match of the year. Tony just has this weird thing where he like gets a new toy that's Focus. And Collision is Focus right now. And I love that. But everything else suffers when one thing he makes good.
They did a pretty good overnight rating for that last Dynamite. Almost 900,000, which is on par with what they did last week.
I mean, yeah, but are you talking about last night's edition?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought you were talking about the Blood and Guts episode.
I think that did about 900,000. But this one,
yeah, I think it was like 950.
Yeah, this one did a shade under 900.
Well, I don't know, man. I guess humans are creatures of habit or something, but it just ain't clicking for me. But I don't. Maybe they got Cassidy as a producer because they don't want to listen to people who tell them that the flips and the dance segments are garbage.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got Dean Malenko on staff. So
yep.
I don't remember watching any of his dance segments in WCW. I don't know about you, Mike.
No, he was dead serious all the time. Trust me, I'm watching all of it right now, and it's all good. Him and Liger and Mysterio and Eddie and Benoit. I mean, every one of his matches is something that, some of the matches in like 96, 97 WCW is like Hugh Morris versus, well, I blanked. I don't know.
Alex
Public
Wright?
Enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, well, hold on. Alex Wright's he's all right.
Yeah,
but then the Dean Malenko matches are always pretty good. So I stop and make sure to pay attention to those. But, he wasn't dancing in the middle of the ring. I don't think I'm going to stop and pay attention to that.
Nah, he had a ladies' man gimmick in like WWE in 2000, but he never danced. He just tried to court China. But other than that,
ladies, man.
Yeah, he did.
We're bordering the line there with China.
Oh, bro. Oh, come on, man. Come on.
R.I.P. China.
Yeah, she's a very beautiful woman at the time. Very beautiful.
She was a little too muscular for me, but some people like that.
Yeah.
But, then again, I mean, hey, Rhea, hear me out.
Oh, well, hold up. I'm listening.
You're tuned in? Well, you're tuned in.
I'll be there every Wednesday night.
Hey, Wednesday.
Oh, Tuesday. I'm sorry. I forget when they tape NXT, man. My bad.
Well, she more on Raw, ain't she?
She had a match on NXT.
Oh, okay. Who'd she ever beat?
She beat
Not really. Who'd she fight?
Some chick. I don't remember her name. Some weird name. I don't know.
Alba Fire.
Nah, she's on SmackDown.
Oh, okay. Isla Dawn.
Now she's on SmackDown too.
Crap. Yeah, I'm all out of bad gimmicks. Anyways, you're tuned in to Rhea, and you're the what's the word I'm looking for? The Royal You are tuned into the Scoop Slam podcast. We're going to get to reviewing some stuff. So first up on the week was SmackDown last week, July 21st. They were in Orlando, Florida. A couple things to talk about here. There was the big fatal 4-way. There was Escobar versus Theory and the tribal engagement. So for the fatal 4-way to determine who was going to face Escobar tomorrow night on SmackDown, what'd you think about it? Obviously, me and you talked a little bit about a certain somebody who lost, but how do you feel about the decision overall?
Well, first of all, Rhea Ripley faced Lyra Valkyria on NXT last Tuesday, but I digress.
Gotta put butts in seats.
I told you, bro. They got these weird names for everybody. But yeah, the fatal 4-way. It was it wasn't bad. It not gonna get match of the year votes, but it served its purpose. Questionable outcome. However, I think it's going to get LA Knight more over because it's going to make the fans more angry that they're not going with him, which is probably going to help him in the long run. What do you think?
Like a Daniel Bryan effect? I could see it. I follow you.
The yeah movement. Huh?
Oh, okay. I see where you're going. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Might bring my yeah sign. SmackDown this Friday.
That is something. I mean, me and Ryan are going to SmackDown tomorrow in New Orleans. So I'm really interested to see the response for LA Knight.
Oh, I'm gonna be loud, bro.
Oh, I am too, but I just want to see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, only in WWE where not booking the most popular guy is gonna get the most popular guy more over. That's only in WWE.
Yeah. Well, it's worked for a couple people in AEW. Like the Acclaimed kind of got over from.
That seems like backwards logic though, when you think like in the history of pro wrestling. Usually when you get a guy that's really hot, you just go with him. You forget about all the other plans and you just go with the hot hand. But in WWE, they seem to be more hell bent on sticking to their plans, you know? Like,
Yeah.
unless the fans are just hijacking the shows, which is what they did on the lead up to WrestleMania 30.
Which I think Triple H is a little more tuned in too, but I mean, for the way that I heard it was they basically kind of have everything for SummerSlam locked in, and LA Knight's getting his push after SummerSlam. We'll see how true that is, obviously, but
yeah,
I mean that kind of makes sense. It's like 3 weeks out, you can't change a whole lot. Plus, if you put him versus Theory in there, LA Knight's still technically a heel. I don't know. But they got a lot of direction to go coming out of SummerSlam.
just seems like it's backwards logic, man. Like you want to ride the hot hand, but I can see them not wanting to do that though. Me personally, I would have booked him to win the Fatal 4-Way and then beat Santos on the next SmackDown, and then beat Theory at not SmackDown, but beat Theory on SummerSlam. But it's not what they're going with. They're trying to get Santos in a better position, which I don't hate. You know, I like Santos. I liked him when he was in Lucha Underground as I think it was King Cuerno or something like that. But yeah, I liked him then, and he's a good in-ring talent. He can speak English very well, which will take him far. Because you know, man, when you're a bilingual talent like that, if you can't speak English well, there's a certain ceiling you're gonna reach.
Yep.
And for him, the sky's the limit because he can speak very fluent English.
And see, I like Santos, so I don't mean to disparage him when we talk about LA Knight winning. It's more just he's not as over as LA Knight right now. I would be fine if LA Knight were to win it, stay heel. Well, I don't know, because he's getting such a big reaction. It's going to be hard to be heel.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, moving past that, what do you think about this week or tomorrow night on SmackDown, Ray versus Santos? Obviously, Santos is going to win. I highly doubt Ray's going to win. But overall, I mean, you got two LWO guys going against each other, two baby faces. Do you think we see a little bit of heel or more just respect?
No, Ray. He's going to beat Ray. Ray's going to raise his hand, and then that'll be that. He beat Theory last on that same SmackDown that we're talking about right now. He beat Theory on the show, which I don't know how I feel about that, you know, giving that away. But it does give him some credibility going into the finals against Ray. But yeah, man, I can see him. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it definitely doesn't make sense too if he's gonna beat him at SummerSlam, because then Theory's got 2 losses. So
yeah, I don't think he's gonna make the card.
Yeah, it might not. It might be on next week's SummerSlam, because what do they have on SummerSlam right now? It's like 5 matches, right? Roman and Jay.
They like to keep those cards tight nowadays, man. They don't like to bloat it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's looking like an alright card, nothing crazy.
We got Roman J, got Balor and Seth. We got Ronda and Shayna that got announced today. Becky versus Trish. We got Raquel maybe against Rhea. Bro, this might be the only. Is that 4 women's matches on the card?
Yeah, something like that.
No, because then you got Charlotte, Bianca, and Asuka on the card too. So it might be like 4 women's matches on this card.
Hey. Well, there's been clamoring for better women's booking. They might not be doing it in AEW, but they'll do it in WWE.
That's crazy to think about, though. And then you got Gunther versus Drew. And then
only I was gonna say currently only 2 women's matches have been listed. Asuka versus Charlotte versus Bianca and Ronda versus Shayna. But Becky and Trish is definitely gonna go. And then is Rhea gonna face anybody?
I thought they're doing the Raquel. I thought that's what they're doing. I guess they could space it out. They don't really need to do it at SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is only 2 weeks away?
Yeah.
So I guess they don't have to do it there. She did injure Liv Morgan in storyline. I think that was last Raw, the Raw before, so.
Well, either way, I don't know. I'm interested to see where they go with it. Right now, they got 7 matches on the card. Because there's Cody versus Brock and Ricochet versus Logan Paul. Probably round it out and be a 9-match card when they add Becky. And then maybe Santos. I don't know. Speaking of, I was just going to say real quick. Speaking of the card, just real quick, do you think Drew's going to beat Gunther?
No. Heck no.
But then, what do they do with Drew after?
They could turn heel.
I wouldn't hate that. But then, well.
He ain't been heel since 2019. I think he's due. He's due a heel turn.
Yeah, they're going to need a good babyface to go against Finn on the thought that he wins.
Yeah, you got a point. Maybe he stays babyface.
Well, to round this whole United States Championship picture out, closing thoughts. I know you're about to say something and I interrupted you.
Oh man, I've lost my train of thought. I don't. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't. If they canceled that Becky Trish match, I wouldn't cry.
Yeah, Becky just has not been what she used to be to me. I'm not trying to be that kind of way. It's just the feeling I've got. Trish is okay.
I guess.
But in the ring, I don't know. I'll watch it because I'm sure you and, my brother and whoever else will probably be over. Well, I'll be here and it'll be on the TV, so we'll probably end up watching it, but I don't know about intently.
Yeah, he'll be watching us while I'm watching my phone.
Yeah.
Twitter or Reddit or something. I don't know.
Well, lastly on SmackDown, the thing that brought you to the show and the man that's causing us to drive hours tomorrow. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, along with Solo and Paul Heyman, were in the ring. They were negotiating the contract for their match at SummerSlam. Roman signs it, kind of blows the whole thing off, says it's ridiculous. Jey rips the contract up, closes it in the folder, and claims tribal combat. They do what I'm guessing is an official handshake and a forehead touch, and it's essentially a no DQ match. I don't know. This one didn't click with me.
Wasn't the best.
It wasn't bad because the bar is so high.
Yeah.
For them, and the bar is so low for everything else. Sometimes Jey needs to take his decibel level down some because he just yells the whole time. And I think if he could get that range of slow speaking and then it kind of boost up some when it gets to a real, heartfelt part. The other thing is, I don't care for the no DQ. I wish there was another stipulation or something. I'm fine with no DQ, but more like, what if it was like a Samoan strap match or something? Now that would have been interesting.
Yeah, I can see that, but it being no DQ, it kind of makes sense because they did have a Hell in a Cell match a few years ago. And I mean, you couldn't just have a one-on-one singles match with Roman versus Jay with this much on the line. The no DQ doesn't bother me. I hope that being as it's a no DQ match on the card, that it's not gonna hinder them from doing a bull rope match with Brock and Cody, which is what I hope they do. But I'm not so sure about that anymore.
Well, I'm fine with no DQ because I agree with you. It's way past the point of just a regular wrestling match. But if they're not going to do if they do the bull rope match with Cody and Brock, understandable why they wouldn't want to run the same gimmick twice. But if they don't, then why not a Samoan strap match or just something different? I don't know. At the very least, if they're going to do no DQ, take the ropes down. Just leave the post or something. Make it something different.
Like a fight pit.
Yeah. I mean, make it something like legit. I don't know.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about ref bumps. We don't need that.
Yeah.
You know you're going to get them with a Roman Reigns match.
Yeah, I'm sure that ref's going down at some point. It just may not matter as much.
We're going to get Alpha and Sika making an appearance.
That was another thing, too. I thought about, I would have loved for Rikishi to have been here or something. And one of Roman's lines, and I don't typically get this way with his stuff, it just kind of made me feel like, I don't know, you ever see them like really cringy people on like TikTok or something? They're like role playing or something. He said, "Do the elders know about this?" Like, I don't know. It just came across to me like some D&D session or something. Man. I don't know why.
I thought it was a good line, man.
Maybe it was the delivery. I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
I want to see the elders, man. Give me Rikishi.
Well, I do too.
Give me Sim Snuka. Give me who else is out there? Alpha and Sika and dang, I'm trying to blank. Yeah, no, the Rock ain't gonna be there. Oh man, we gotta get some Samoan family members up in here.
I agree. I feel like if they're not at SummerSlam by the end of it, then it's kind of a miss.
They had Alpha and Sika show up after the first Jay Roman match where they put the lay on them, but that was during the Thunderdome era. I wish they made another appearance. That'd be pretty cool. Like, bro, they didn't have to. They could have just flew them out there and they didn't have to say anything. They could have just sat in the background.
Exactly.
Could have just got them a table that they sit in the background. Rikishi and Alpha and Sika and whoever else. The whole. I'm sure they have plenty of family members to choose from. Rock's mom, she could have been there. They could have flown her out there. Nia Jax.
Yeah.
No,
give them a payday.
Nia Jax probably wouldn't have fit the bill, but you know what I'm saying.
Let me ask you this as shot in the dark. With this whole writer strike going on.
Oh, God.
Any chance The Rock shows up?
0.
0?
0.
All right. I feel like I popped the question anyways, but...
I could see Cena more than I could see The Rock. Which is ironic because his whole thing was you can't see me throughout his career.
Man, get that out of here.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to rehash Roman and Cena again.
Oh, I could see him making an appearance at SummerSlam, though, like a backstage segment.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like challenging Roman again. But...
No. After what I've seen at WrestleMania, no.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, wait.
Are you clamoring for this?
Oh, I'd rather see Wade Barrett make an in-ring return.
Hey, I wouldn't hate it. Bad News Barrett was over in this house.
Yeah, that was over. But the other versions of Wade Barrett was not over in my house.
didn't hate Wade when he got the red elbow pad and did the
Full hammer.
Hey, I always liked it.
I always thought
Some of those mid-card 2010 guys were so good to me. Like Sandow. Sandow should have won the world title.
See, I didn't see it, bro. Like, I remember he won Money in the Bank, but I don't remember him. I don't remember him feeling like a step below main event level. I don't think he was there. I thought he was really good when he was doing the stunt double stuff in like 2015. I thought
my
that
God.
was good. I actually enjoyed that.
That was the death gimmick. I think the only person to survive that was Dolph.
Well, hold up now. He was over. What do you mean?
He was
over.
Okay, he was over, but you know what I'm talking about, because like 4 different people ended up doing the parody gimmick. They would come out, like Curtis Axel did like,
well, hold up now.
Like Hulk Hogan.
Hey, I will not let you disparage the good name of one Axel Mania. He never was eliminated from the 2016 Royal Rumble.
God. No, that was the death gimmick. The only one to survive it was Dolph.
Bro, Sandow was over with that stunt double gimmick. What do you mean?
He was over, but he wasn't ever going to get out of it.
No, yeah, you're right. And people thought he was getting held back, man. And he went to Impact, and people will realize that, he probably just sucks. And then everybody moved on.
Hey, some guys are better in that system when they have stuff wrote for them. I didn't watch his Impact stuff, but I'm just saying. That's just how it goes. Jericho, in my opinion.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I think, okay, in God's honest truth, in my opinion, I think Jericho has good ideas.
What?
No, hold on. Jericho has good initial ideas. Vince McMahon is the greatest tweaker, and I'm not talking about like Jake the Snake guy ever.
Come on,
because
man.
I think Jericho, sorry, low hanging fruit. I think Jericho can have a good idea, and then Vince can round it off and be like, okay, this is what needs to happen. I feel like the list, probably Jericho's idea. Was it probably so much worse initially? Yes. But Tony's not a tweaker. Well,
come on, man.
He's not a fixer. Let me put it more like that. And so I don't think he's there to correct the course that is Jericho.
Well, supposedly, I think Jericho said this in the past, that the list was Jimmy Jacobs. It was his idea because he was a writer at the time in WWE. But yeah, man, I think Jericho wants to be more of a Saturday Night Live actor than he wants to be a wrestler at times. Because man, he'll try to do these comedy stuff that really misses more than it hits for me, especially nowadays. And I don't know, it just comes off really, really cringy and makes me want to change the channel most times.
Maybe if I was younger, I don't know. It don't resonate with me though.
Yeah. The list was over though.
Yeah. They should have main evented Mania.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I was hurt. And then we had that boring main event. I fell asleep during WrestleMania that year. It was Undertaker versus Roman. That was the first time and hopefully the last time I've ever fallen asleep on a WrestleMania main event. But that match was awful. Terrible.
Well, at least the Cody Roman match was very good. If the ending hadn't happened, potential match of the year.
That WrestleMania 33 was so much worse, man. The ending was so bad. People were booing throughout. And then nobody wanted to see Undertaker lose, which he did. He lost to Roman. And they botched the tombstone spot, and it just looked sad. Like Undertaker was just old and beat down.
Yeah, I think he said in the last ride he never went back and watched it.
Oh, I can't. I can't watch the last ride, man. I never finished it.
Really?
I never finished it.
Make you too sad?
Yeah, man. It's just his last run. Hopefully it's over. He retired with the AJ Styles match, and hopefully we will never have to endure another Undertaker match. But yeah, he's been washed since like 2016.
I think a little before that, personally, but yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough documentary. Like, if we're shooting from the hip here, I got a little, moist in the eyes because it's like this. I don't know, this old man who is like, I just want to wrestle forever, but he can't, and it just sucks, man. I mean, especially, I don't know. I just loved Undertaker, and I really missed his heyday. I think you caught more of it than I did.
Yeah, it's usually when wrestlers never truly want to retire. Just look at Flair, his last match. He still wants to have another match. Yeah. Terry Funk, how many retirement tours he's been on? It's just, wrestlers never want to call it quits. They always want to chase Sting, bro. Come on, man. If we're being honest, he should have been gone in 2014.
That's fair. I mean, I like Sting, but
should be in the ring.
I think that this run has done something for him. To be fair, we're way off on a tangent, but I think it has helped his image because his WWE run was not good.
Oh, come on. It wasn't bad. Bro, he was already a legend at that point. It didn't
but he got buried. Legacy. He got buried at WrestleMania by DX, so they could,
didn't bury him. How'd they bury
him? Lost. That was the last WrestleMania that I watched, and that was one of the reasons.
Bro, just because you lost don't mean you get buried. Come on now. Zack Ryder got buried. Sting didn't get buried by losing to Triple H. Come on.
And then he got hurt. And it just, the whole run kind of failed.
That was his fault.
His fault?
Yeah.
Seth botched the move.
He did the move right. Sting should have braced himself. His old back couldn't handle it.
So what happened to Finn?
Shoulder blade. Well, maybe if he worked out a little more instead of just abs, maybe he worked arms, it wouldn't have tore his labrum or whatever happened.
Dude spends 3 hours on abs, like 15 on everything else. He's shredded, though. I give it to him.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you can't be skipping leg day and arm day like that. You gotta hit both.
That's true. Well, I don't really have a transition, but
I was waiting.
AEW Collision was on that Saturday night. I was gonna try and say you can't skip Collision Day or something like that, but it didn't really roll off the tongue.
I wouldn't have hated it.
Okay, well, I'll try next week. We'll be back. Nah. So July 22nd, AEW Collision opened up with Ricky Starks in the ring with Tony Schiavone. And he came out with the Owen Cup belt and a Louis bag, or was it? Yeah, Louis bag and Prada shoes. And he looked like $1 million. So let me go ahead. Grab your fork and your plate.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to eat some crow. I dogged Ricky last week.
You buried him last week, 6 feet under.
Oh, God. You make it sound so much worse than it really is.
Well, bro, you accused WWE of burying Sting. You buried Ricky more than they buried Sting, honestly.
It was a call to action. And this week, Ricky looked like $1 million. The outfit, the entrance, which the entrance was the same, but it just, the presentation overall, he cut a really good promo. The people, even though he's kind of a heel, were really behind him. I don't know, and we'll get to the match, but even some people were kind of saying the match looked a little clunky.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought the whole opening segment was really good. Punk ends up coming out to confront him. He's not. Punk wasn't playing a character. He was being for real. Like, okay, I've cheated some. I understand why you did it. You did what you had to do to win. But can you live with the fact that you cheated? And I was like, oh, shoot. That's a good line from a guy not being too babyface, not being too heel. Then Christian comes out. Darby comes out. The whole thing was just done really well, and a great opening segment to start the show without staying too long or without exposing someone. Like you remember a couple weeks ago when they opened with Sammy and Darby and Jungle Boy, and it was awful.
I like that they didn't have to play anybody's music throughout. Like usually, when you're out there, you'll get interrupted by somebody else's music, but this seemed like they were just fed up and they were in the locker room area, and then they just stormed to the ring without having to hit their. That seemed more realistic, so I enjoyed that.
The last thing that they need to add for realism is the NXT camera. Now that you're talking about they're doing instead of which they don't really do backstage segments on Collision other than just like straight up interviews, which cool with me. It seems more real. I like some backstage stuff, but not when it's like, all right, Roman, you're sitting on this couch and I got the camera right in your face. 3, 2, 1, and he just never acknowledges the camera.
Well, the camera acknowledges him.
Oh, well. You got me there, I guess. Of course I use that verbiage.
But I see what you're saying, man. But, with the bloodline stuff, I can overlook that.
That's
right. Man. The opening segment was pretty good. I'll give you that. I don't know how I feel about that main event. I didn't think it was all that.
Well, before we get there, there was a trios match. Well, okay, let me ask you this too, because I wanted to spitball here. Ricky's been on Dynamite for a couple years now. Obviously, we saw the whole thing at Winter is Coming with MJF. The people got really behind him for a couple weeks, and then it was kind of, a fart in the wind after that. Yeah. Do you think that Collision has done more for his presentation in 5 weeks than Dynamite has done in 3 years as a solo? Because I like Hobbs and Starks as a team, but I mean as a solo wrestler.
I think the Owen Cup win is probably the most prestigious thing not prestigious, but the most high profile thing he's done, except for feud with MJF for those 2 weeks. So, yeah, I can see that he has been presented more as a star on Collision than he ever has on Dynamite. Bro, me personally, unlike you, I like Ricky. I think
oh, my God. We met him.
I know. And then you just buried him 6 feet under last week. I just don't understand your hatred for Ricky Starks in the ring, man. Like, you just do not like his in-ring work. You hate his gear. You don't like his interesting, but me personally, I like his presentation as a whole, and I can overlook that he's not, 96 Shawn Michaels in the ring. I mean, he gets the job done on the microphone. Me personally, I like Ricky. I don't know about you.
You watch iCarly when we were growing up?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I watched it.
That clip of that teacher when somebody wrote something on the board, and he's like, "Who wrote this? Who wrote this lie?" That's what you're doing to me right now. You're writing lies.
Well, bro, we have the footage. We have the footage.
I didn't even bury him. I just said that his in-ring work kind of lacking. It was a call to action. It wasn't a burial.
You did. You say he sucked, and you wanted to sell your Ricky Starks stock, bro. I was there. I heard you say it, man. I was flabbergasted. I had to mute myself to ponder what you said to me last week, man. I could not understand how you could just throw away your fandom to Ricky Starks like that. Just didn't understand, Mike.
Ryan's true heel nature is coming out.
Oh.
You're trying to make me out to be something I'm not. But anyways, the Acclaimed and the House of Black had a trios match for the trios championship. It wasn't too long. We're not really going to talk about the match itself because it's just kind of... Yeah. You didn't see the ending?
I saw that. I didn't. I saw when who's that need? The dude that was rapping, Max.
Buddy.
Yeah, I saw that. It was pretty funny.
Well, the match was just kind of there. It wasn't long. I think it was like 8 minutes tops. But the overarching story was that Billy got pinned again, costing the Acclaim the title, and Billy unlaced his shoes, much to the Acclaim's disdain, and he left his boots in the ring, and apparently looks like he's going to retire. So obviously, this has got to be an angle. Now, he's probably going to hang him up soon, but I don't think it's going to be right now. What do you think? I mean, are you interested in this at all? You buy any of this?
A bit. No, bro, I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't care.
I like Billy.
Do you? Favorite Billy
Yeah.
Gunn match?
The dumpster match with the No Edge Outlaws versus Chainsaw Charlie and Mick Foley.
So 25 years ago, that was your favorite Billy Gunn match.
Yeah.
So what has he done in the last 25 years?
He had a very
Yeah.
He had a controversial gimmick in TNA.
I wouldn't call it controversial, but okay.
What, VKM?
Was that controversial? Like they just use shoot names and insider terms. I wouldn't call that controversial.
Well, there was a certain episode of Impact where he how do I put this?
Go ahead.
Did blackface.
It's more acceptable back then. Regardless, I'm not gonna shed any tears, bro. It's like I remember shedding a few tears when Shawn Michaels hung up his boots in 2010, but bro, I couldn't care less about Billy Gunn.
I mean, you're right, but I don't know. I was just trying to, I like Billy. He's cool.
Do you?
He's all right.
Or you don't got
Seems like he's been taking his lunch to work, and he's a healthy old man.
I will say this, and then we'll probably move on. But I did enjoy his work on the 2015 version of Tough Enough. That was he was really entertaining on that show as like the hard coach, like the hard nosed coach trying to get the best out of his kids, but had a heart of gold. I like that. That was okay, but it wasn't really wrestling. He was just kind of being a on-air personality.
I don't even remember much about that Tough Enough, but I remember watching it. But you like reality shows, don't you?
I
mean, I know you like Big Brother.
Oh yeah. I was locked in Big Brother a few years back. But Tough Enough, the 2015 version was weird because they had a lot of guys on there that didn't win, but actually made something of themselves, which is, I guess, that's usually what happened in Tough Enough. Like Patrick Clark, I think he got eliminated maybe week 3 or week 4 or something to that effect. And Mandy Rose was on the show. She got eliminated. Sonya Deville was on the show. She got eliminated. And the winners of that Tough Enough didn't amount to anything. I think the male winner, when he won, he never ever saw the light of NXT because he sent out a controversial tweet calling calling people jobbers that were wrestling on Raw, and then that rubbed the boys the wrong way. And so he never recovered from that heat and got released a couple months after that. And the girl that won Tough Enough, because they were going by fan voting. They didn't go by like judges' decisions or anything like that. So the girl won the fan vote, but she was terrible. Like she couldn't cut a promo. She was bad in the ring, but the fans loved her. And apparently she got released a couple years later, and she had some mental health problems. I think she left the company because she got pregnant or something like that. But she had mental health problems, and she committed suicide earlier this year or last year.
Yeah, it was this year.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I completely forgot about her. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that she won. I just remembered her being on the show and hearing about her passing away. Sarah Lee.
Yeah, it's early. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
She has a great brand of bread.
Oh my God. I didn't. When you said Patrick Clark, I didn't realize who that was, but that's Velveteen Dream.
Oh yes, sir.
You
Talk
should have
about
just said that.
controversial. Talk about
Oh God,
controversial.
yeah.
We do a whole podcast on that.
I don't think we want to. Chelsea Green was also on that.
Yeah, bro. They had a lot of people that would amount to some things afterwards that didn't win. But yeah, good season, Tough Enough.
See, I remember that one, but like I remember watching it, but I just don't remember anything happening on there. The greatest clips from Tough Enough ever
Oh God, I know what you're gonna say.
are the one where not Triple H, the one where Cameron like can't name her favorite match to Stone Cold, and he's like, "What's your favorite match?" Melina versus Alicia Fox. I don't think Stone Cold knew who they were, and he said, "What?"
They were on the show. they were on Raw and SmackDown at the time. He didn't know who they were.
He said, "That's your favorite match." Yeah. Yeah, she was out week 1. And then the second one is that guy, he was running the ropes or something, and he hit a flat back bump, and Triple H was like, "Just letting you know, one of your nuts is hanging out."
Just letting you know.
Cool guy Triple H letting you know you're revealing yourself.
And it's crazy because Cameron was the only one on that show that actually wrestled in WWE.
Yeah, nobody else even made it. Like, I'm looking through this, half the people don't even have like anything on their Wikipedia.
One of the guys made Lucha Underground. He was pretty over. Marty the Moth.
Isn't it crazy?
Martinez. What's up? What's crazy?
Well, I was gonna say, isn't it crazy that typically the losers, like nobody that has ever won, has become a big deal?
Whoa. John Morrison.
He won?
He did. He won that was the 3rd season he won.
Interesting. I didn't know. Yep, you're right. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah,
I didn't know that he won Tough Enough. I knew it was Maven, and then
Linda Miles and who's that? Nydia? I think Nydia won too.
Huge.
They had co-winners in the 2nd season.
Yeah, it was Linda Miles and Jackie Gata.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was Charlie Haas's valet for a little while, which they got married afterwards too.
But they divorced in 2020.
Damn. They didn't make it.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
Anyways, to close out Collision and the end of our episode. Man. Huge tangent. I don't know how we got from Collision to Tough Enough, but here we are. The main event, CM Punk, Darby Allin versus Christian Cage and Ricky Starks. Punk and Darby ended up taking the L due to more heel tactics by Ricky Starks. Ricky rolled up Darby and held the ropes once again. There was a cool little bit at the start where Ricky and Christian didn't want to get in the ring against Punk. I just thought that was cool because, I mean, I don't know. It's little stuff like that. You don't really see that much anymore, especially like in WWE, because typically the matches don't get a ton of time because they cut right to commercial immediately. So, I don't know. Overall, it was not the greatest episode of Collision, and it wasn't the greatest main event of Collision. But I think people hated on this one more than I was expecting.
I figure you hated it. See, that's how you think Ricky Starks stinks out the joint every time he's in there. But yeah, man, I just it was there. It was a tag match, nothing special. I like the fact that Ricky got the win.
I agree. Makes him look bigger and better, especially because Darby's pretty established. Also, I want to make mention of this. I really like the work that Christian is doing.
Yeah, turtleneck too.
The turtleneck ties it all together, which hey, don't let it fool you. He's cut up under that turtleneck.
Oh, yeah.
He posted a picture the other day.
He jacked. Yeah.
And I just like the whole dynamic of like him having the belt. He's not really the champion, and then he's like, "What are you talking about?" And Ricky, I don't know. I really like that he's getting more of a shot now. I really hope the same happens for Powerhouse Hobbs soon. Don't believe this liar over here that I call a co-host. I did call Ricky to action last week about the in-ring stuff, but I really do want the best for Ricky. That's why I said all that stuff. And this week, I'm back on board.
You gave him a tongue lashing last week, and now you're sucking him off this week, huh, Micah?
I wouldn't put it like that, but if that's the verbiage you want to go with.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. I would. Regardless, man, he impressed me this week. You know, his presentation, like you said, and it was a okay main event. Just wasn't, you know, they didn't set the world on fire.
Well, I hope we set the world on fire with this episode. Well, depending on how you see it, some people want to watch the world burn. Not us, though.
No. We want to watch the world get scoop slammed.
Hey, that's right. Well, anyways, another episode of Scoop Slam Podcast has come to a close. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Check our social media out at Scoop Slam Pod. Literally on every social media you can think of. Twitter, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow, we will be in New Orleans for SmackDown, so stay tuned to some of that stuff. I don't know, we might post some stuff. I gotta conjure up some ideas of what to even do. What do you do on a 4-hour car ride for a podcast content? You could do a watch along as I'm going 90 down the interstate.
I don't know about that.
But we'll be back next week reviewing SmackDown, Collision, all the good stuff that we like, and hopefully all the good stuff you like. We hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Peace.